is it that calls you to such a place? Duty? Knowledge? Revenge? Or merely fate? Your journey will take you into the dark itself, to a land that preys upon its people. You clutch onto steel and faith, but you are far from the sight of your gods. Lost in the mist, where only the dead will find you. Seek those cursed halls, if you will. But know this. You cannot make demands of the devil. For he is the ancient. He is the land. And you are trespassers.
I'm back.
Hey Sam, what's your charisma? Hey, hello. Alex.
Ooh, right. So,
Charisma, I don't think is too great. I think it's only like +1.
Ah, weak. Get out.
Rookie
Very
numbers
weak.
there. You need to have +4 to be in this party.
so last time, as Nathan explained earlier to us, you guys were in the orphanage. You pretty much finished up with what was going on there. Came to a conclusion on Felix's story for the time being, at the very least. You discovered the person who gave Felix the amulet as well. And the scene we left off last time was that Ben announced to the group that the person who was responsible for this was in fact Vasili, before walking off into the rain, into like the murky evening sky.
He's
I'll
a
throw it to
Vasili
you
Billy.
guys. What would you guys like to do?
I'd like Sam to shut up.
You managed to also get a lead as well from Milovich.
Did we?
He did utter a name.
Oh, Pluto.
Indeed,
I
yeah.
wasn't there for that.
Mhm.
Thank you, madam.
Well,
So Oryx
mean-
just left. Yes.
yeah.
Indeed.
Um,
Presume I would leave after him.
Yeah, you said he can.
I will also leave.
I'm gonna go find Felix.
You just left him.
I'm just gonna go find him again. Can I find Felix, Max?
You go into the orphanage to find him.
Well, I think I didn't leave the orphanage.
Oh, you currently are. You can certainly. He's not very difficult to find, to be fair.
No, he's got
He's
a cowboy hat.
He's the only one with a hat.
Right. So if Rayla's staying here,
Yeah.
right? So we've talked about the Rayla staying here. Okay.
Mhm.
So I'll go find Felix and try and move him into like one of the corners of the room, just out of the way of the other children.
Okay.
Just okay. We're going to be most of us are going to be leaving for a while.
Ah.
But don't worry. My Rayla over there is going to stay here for a little while longer, just to make sure nothing happens.
But
okay?
she's mean. She's a
Only-
poo-poo head.
She's only a little bit mean, don't worry. Okay. Don't
Okay.
worry about that. She'll make sure that you're
Will you
safe,
be
don't worry.
back?
Yes. I'm not sure when, but I will be. Yeah.
Promise?
I promise. Gotta make sure you're looking after the
He'll
hat.
just like run up and hug you in the leg. Probably makes you feel very uncomfortable.
Yes. Awkwardly hug back. And okay, I will visit you when I can,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll leave to catch up with the others.
So he'll run back to his I'll do friends in air quotes as he dons the hat that is blatantly far too big for his little head and pretend to like cast spells and chase him around the house.
Mm-hmm. Also, what time is it at the moment when I go outside?
It's early evening, so you would say about 4 p.m.
The shops, would they be closed at this point?
They would be closed at this point, yes.
They
Okay.
close about 3, don't they?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. I'll just catch up to the others, I imagine.
They are just standing in the street at the moment. It is yourself, Diego, Sterling, and Auric in the streets. In
Oh
front of
no,
the...
I left a couple minutes before everyone. I didn't wait.
Oh, which direction are you heading? Are you walking down the main road road? Ah, words are hard.
Back
Main road
to
towards
the inn.
Blue Water Inn. Yep.
Yeah, back to the inn.
Okay. So I'll adapt that scene a little bit. So Flint comes out to see Yegov and Sterling, and in the corner of your eye, you do see Ben walking with a sense of purpose down the street to the
fuck's
west. Oh,
That's
Auric,
Oric's real
apologies. Yeah.
name. Ben.
That's the one habit I'll never fix. I don't think. I'll just pivot
Mm.
from one name to another.
Call everybody Ben.
Problem solved. Okay. Start
What are you guys
walking.
doing? You're standing in the. It's lightly raining. It's cold. Everything around you is wet and stodgy. And the streets seem quiet as the shops are closed for the day.
Are we not heading back to the inn?
You certainly can. Is that where you want to go?
Where's Oryx heading? Probably, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I left after Auric where he was actually going. I don't know, so I tend to try and catch up to him. I know he walks with the purpose of Auric.
Dun, dun, dun.
And you
he's
make
like 3 feet
an
taller
effort to
than
try
us,
and
isn't he?
catch up to be on the same level
Yeah.
as him.
Yeah.
No worries. Does Auric
Not-
speed up?
No,
Think he's being
doesn't even
paced?
notice.
You hear the
No?
jingling of armor behind you.
Yeah,
Doesn't
it's like
notice them probably.
massive clanging.
Mm.
Burn scarred Terminator coming after him.
Auric, I suggest you stop.
So where is Auric heading to?
I forget the name of the innkeeper.
Oh,
Is it the Blue Water Inn?
Yeah, I forget the
You're
name
gonna
of the
have
guy
a
that
chat
runs it.
with Erwin Matikov.
Steve.
no.
Yeah, so I'll walk in.
Mm-hmm. There's a
and
little
ask
bell
him.
on the door, rings, and you're welcomed by the cozy fire and the smell of freshly cooked stew of some kind.
Okay, I'll walk up and kind of. I don't know if you guys can hear this on my mic, but
Finger
you know,
tapping, running your
run my
fingers on the table.
fingers across the table, and I'll call him over.
Oh, how can I help you? You looking you got like you got a proper face on.
You could say that. Tell me, you get a lot of customers in here. Have you served a man named Vasili?
Vasili. The name certainly rings a bell. Traveling merchant, I think. He passes through here every now and again. Is that the fella you're after?
Yes. Do you know where he stays?
Oh, to be honest with you, I'm not too sure. I know he parks up his wagon up in the east side of town over there. You might have walked past it on the way in.
Kind of rolls his eyes. Forgot about that. Okay, you haven't heard anything about him since?
No, understood. He is a purveyor of magical items, as he describes himself. Bit of a pompous twat, if you told me when he came in.
We'll see. Alright, thank you. And I leave.
He's not in. He's not trouble, is he?
I leave. I don't even
I
reply.
walk into the inn at this point.
You're like literally just like
Like-
starting to get comfy and warmed up, and you immediately see Auric walking straight out again.
Yeah, so like I've walked in, greeted by Auric, and okay, so we're leaving then. Okay, and I turn
Um,
straight back around and leave.
The location in question is the Arasek stockyard that you guys made a note when walking into town.
God damn it, I should have turned left at the orphanage.
Damn it, I walked the wrong way.
God damn it. It's Ike's wheel voice.
Well,
Right,
you
damn it.
guys are in luck. You don't have Chad to deal with this week either. So that's one voice I don't have to do.
Sophia has him still, I believe.
Mm.
Yeah.
How
Sophia
long
He's
does
does.
it
handling
take
us
to?
during the fight.
It's-
So
by that I mean Chad has Sophia because he failed the wisdom saving throw.
Dun, dun, dun.
We are
Uh,
liberated.
so Auric, where are we going?
Vasili's wagon, east side of town.
Oh, you found out where it is. Like, fuck.
Okay. How long does it take to get there?
I don't fucking know.
That was more aimed at Max.
It'd be like 20-minute walk at best.
Okay, so like you
But
said,
if you're
okay, fine.
walking with a sense of purpose, say it's 15 if you're literally like power walking over there.
And how much how much do I get to shave off if I do it with swagger as well?
Oh, if you do it with Swagger, it's 25 minutes to get over there.
Really?
Good
Oh.
while doing it.
If you want style, you have to pay the price.
Mm.
Mm.
That Swagger music doesn't come free.
I guess I'll keep up with with whatever Oryx pace is. So if Oryx with swagger, then I'm. If I'm,
I believe it's the brisk pace at the moment, isn't it?
and that
Fucking-
Auric, technically at the moment, is hunting.
Technically.
Okay.
It's like a mixture of like, you know, those mums that go out and do those power walks and then just normal walking. It's a mixture of the two of those.
Mums only do power.
Only mums.
Only mums only
No,
do power.
no, no other person has ever power walked.
No.
No.
Mm. But yeah,
There
I'll
we are.
follow behind as well.
So when we get there, what exactly are we going to do?
I believe Auric wants to have a chat with our. Well, I was going to say friend, but strong word for an acquaintance who sells cursed items, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
I presume Auric wants to talk to him. And depending on where it goes from there, Sterling, we may have to string him up and crucify him.
Well, as long as we do it religiously. You know, in the name of the Lord.
Which one?
God, of course.
On the way there, can I keep a lookout, see if I see Vasili or anything anywhere?
You certainly can. You can do a perception check to see if you spot any strange goings on the way.
D20 plus 5.
A 19. Okay. You don't hear anything on the way. However, an interesting sound piques your interest as you walk you're walking into the stockyard. It just sounds like a really low guttural growling. You can't pinpoint from where, but
Sorry,
it catches you off
haven't
guard with how quiet this place is.
I
don't
haven't
know if
eaten
it's
in a few days.
Like a full out of a bit. It's like, wait, what? Growling? What? It said it was
Is it-
narrative driven this week.
We look towards Sterling.
Does it sound like anything we've encountered so far?
You can make a nature check.
Okay.
Now
Oh,
this
that's
DC
plus
is
1.
difficult, so
Yeah, go on, you druidic bastard.
14.
it sounds somewhat animalistic, but it's not a sound you've heard before.
Do I pick? Pick up the fact
are
that
with him,
Auric
yeah.
is now like onto something?
You certainly can. Yeah, you pick up. He just pulls it. Like his pace drops ever so slightly as he enters the stockyard, but it doesn't
Auric,
stop him walking. So he's
what are you looking at? Or why'd you stop?
Do you not hear that?
Do I hear it now? He's pointed it out, or
You can do a perception check, please.
I'll do one as well since I'm
Yeah.
with the clowns.
Okay.
Sure. No.
Ooh, group checks. Is there no one else in this stockyard, whatever it's called, except for us?
I can explain to you in a second what you see. Flint doesn't see anything.
I never see it.
No,
He
all
really
is
doesn't.
fine.
Hold on. Wait a second.
Oh,
Where is it?
Scarlet's pretty nice
A
today.
9. No.
Yeah.
my
Okay.
passive perception is 14, so I don't know if
But
that.
you chose to roll perception.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
The rest of the group does not hear anything.
My passive's only 13 anyway.
That's fine.
My head's
Well,
still ringing from a certain shadowy geezer.
Being
I'll,
attacked by a torrent of shadows.
It happens.
It's giving you
Well,
tinnitus
could be worse
as a
than
side
that.
condition.
Well, you fucked off out of the fight to go dance with some dryads, so.
And Sophia ran off with Chad into
Yeah.
the sunset.
So I guess instead of like walking with a purpose, it'll be like a kind of follow me, but don't go too quickly kind of walk.
Do you give
Uh,
us the hand signal?
Pretty much, yes. Can I try and figure out where this is coming from?
You can do another perception check for me. 14. With a 14, this large stockyard has several locked sheds along its periphery and lies adjacent to a roomy warehouse. The wooden sign above the front gate reads Arasek Stockyard. Parked at the south end of the stockyard is a sturdy carnival wagon, its colourful paint peeling off. Faded lettering on its sides spell out the words Rictavio's Carnival of Wonders, and a heavy padlock secures the back door. Also, there is another very familiar wagon with a very rickety wheel not too far away from it, and you see a figure tending to the cart.
Is the growling coming from the car?
You cannot discern where the growling is from because you cannot hear it anymore.
What?
Yeah, Goff just ate some bread. He's not hungry anymore. That's it.
Sophia's not here.
Wait a second.
Okay, I guess I will cautiously approach the individual I see.
Okay. As you approach, the figure appears more and more familiar. It is, in fact, Vasili.
Was that the guy who gave us the magic items in the first place?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, well, I need to have a word with him anyway.
Are you guys all fighting over who's going to have a word with him first, essentially?
Forget about demons giving demons to children. You gave him Chad.
Right, well, I need to be right back. So, narratively, if Yagov's very angry about Chad, do you want to take over real quick? Because I'll be right back, okay?
I'm gonna approach with other people, and I'm also gonna have like my shield and mace out. Why? Pardon? Why? 'Cause he's a dude that hands out cursed magic items to little children.
He gave me a portable hole. I'm going to put him in the hole. By him, I mean his body.
Oh dear. So who wants to first go up Vasili?
I'll go step up to him quickly.
I cast fire. Oh, okay. You can go first.
Yeah, I don't want a word with him. I'm just gonna like be. You know how like in movies where you've got like
The big guy at the back kind of thing, just like
yeah, like
there's a big
yeah,
guy up front. There's a
I'm
biggest
part-
guy.
I'm part of the squad. Yeah, like
right.
I'm no one important. I'm just the squad.
I'm just gonna basically chat shit. for a
Vasili
while
will
till
hear
Ben
you
gets
guys approaching, because I'm guessing you guys are not exactly stealthy about this. And he goes,
back. I'm wearing chain.
oh, travellers, it's certainly great to see you again. How are you finding
Um,
Vallaki?
Cut the chit chat.
Oh my,
Sorry,
Mr.
I don't
Belmont,
know
you have
what.
such a you have a terrible skull on your face. Whatever's happened?
He would have seen him with the scar.
Vasili, that
Oh, not
sword
scar,
you gave me.
scowl.
Oh,
Oh yes, that wonderful great sword. Are you finding it quite useful? Mind you, I don't.
up.
Oh,
Ever.
what do you? Where is the great sword? It was a gift from myself. I don't see
Well,
it
what
in your
it's done is
persons.
it's possessed one of our mates and it's fucked off somewhere.
Possessed, you say? My, that must
Yes.
be a
So-
mighty powerful
we don't-
Vistani curse, I suppose. I do apologise. I did warn you that these items could be cursed. The Vistani are a tricky lot. You see, there's no
I
guarantees.
grab him by the collar and shove him against the wagon.
Oh my, Mr. Auric, I thought we were friends. He starts whimpering.
Felix. What does that name mean to you?
Felix? That name doesn't ring a bell. Is he a customer of mine? Is it someone I should know? I don't know any Felixes.
Can I insight check him?
You certainly can.
Also, did
Well, my-
we at any point learn Felix's surname?
He doesn't
Yes,
have.
we did.
Oh, yeah, we did, didn't we?
I don't
believe
remember.
Oh, I
so,
don't
'cause
know.
We checked the files, didn't we? Frequently.
Yes, but I don't know if
Several times over.
I don't think I wrote him a surname.
Oh, actually, is my
So there's a website, it's a name generator.
Yeah, we'll generate one real quick. So we'll go for a Barovian. Oh, would help if I Barovian surname generator.
before I do roll, I have 15 passive insight. Does that mean anything, or do I have
You
to
get
roll?
to choose what would you like to use. Would you like to roll for insight, or do you believe in your 15?
I believe in my 15.
He does not seem visibly lying, but although his body language is coming off us, he is shit scared of you.
He should be.
The Felix's surname will be Cantemir.
No, how will I spell that?
Get my notes.
Cantemir. And take a guess what the name right above it in the generator is.
Felix.
Velasco.
Oh. I probably spelled that wrong. Whatever.
I'll type it in chat for you, so it's very phonetic. Cantemir.
Alright, I'll change
Oh,
that. to
that
Terribly
is-
at one point.
Nowhere near what I thought you said.
It's alright,
I thought you
sorry.
said Tantovich.
Oh no, Cantemir. Here.
Cantomir.
Yes.
Right. Do we have the locket on us?
Rayla's got it.
No,
Rayla has
Rayla
it, so you
has
do
it.
not have it on you at this point of time, no.
Did I see the locket at all?
Yes.
I'm gonna minor illusion and make a illusion of the locket.
Ooh. Let's see how good you are at reproducing this locket.
Oh
So
shit!
I'll do make you do an Arcana roll. It's because it's something you've
Oh,
seen
God.
and it's quite fresh. You don't have to really. It's not a very difficult DC.
Oh, shit. I hope not. I don't know shit about magic. Okay.
Oh,
I
yeah,
know
this-
that.
It'll do.
Perfectly good. Yes, this is. You conduct a near exact replication of the amulet from the orphanage, and is it in your hand or is it just floating above your hand with the other
I'll
hand
hold my
firmly
arm
on its
out.
neck?
Yeah, so I'll hold my other arm out to my side, like I'm grasping something, and then make it appear.
Oh,
Hmm?
that amulet is familiar, I must say. Don't tell me it was cursed as well.
Cursed is an understatement.
Oh no,
That fucker had a fucking demon in it, you clown.
a demon! Now that's
Yes,
the
you're-
first. No wonder they
It might
sold
be
it
a
at such a
last
cheap
thing's
price
carrier.
to me.
Your gifts orphaned a child.
Oh no! Oh, but
And
please don't
killed a
hurt me.
few
I
others, to be
had no intention of hurting anyone. I'm just trying
Can
to
I
run a
have an
business.
insight? He doesn't have an intention of hurting anyone with that. Can I?
Well, haven't you heard of
have a-
health and safety?
Do you want to do what? It sounds like you want to do then, Nathan, something, Nathan.
Well,
A health and
Vasili-
safety check.
yes. Can I roll help? No, I want to try and figure out if I believe him when he says he doesn't want to hurt anyone.
Insight, yeah?
Insight check, please.
Which I'm pretty sure is Yep.
Negative, isn't it? Am I right?
Yep. Okay.
Oh, a 0. Like, I have a. Ooh, what shall we choose today for a 1?
Now, I don't want to be that guy, but
He
Let's
hurt
go
himself in
for the
confusion.
chickens. There we go. Right,
technically
let's go
you
for this
cannot
one.
crit fail skill checks.
Yeah.
Not that it helps.
So I just. He
Yeah,
really
you
don't wanna-
believe him totally,
I
man.
There we
think
go.
It's an accident. I'm still
Right,
gonna kill him.
first natural one of the night. Get that on the spreadsheet.
You
In
really
the
shouldn't have had
fabled words of
deception.
Flint, all is fine.
Yeah.
This is fine. Sorry, I keep mixing up your phrase with the Barons, so we keep getting hodgepodge into both of them. I
All
think
is
this. I think yours is this is fine,
Yeah. Why do
and
you think I want
Barons
to kill him? We're
all
clashing.
will be well. I think, isn't it?
Our styles are clashing here. I need to kill him, so it's just fine.
Because I'm trying to get answers as well. Can I will insight check this one.
You
if
certainly
that's
can.
okay.
Yes.
Oh, I feel like it's going to be less than a 15, but that's whatever.
It's
gonna
got to be
be mo-
more than 0.
Yes.
Like,
You cannot
It's a
get low.
14. God damn it.
14. You can't pinpoint your finger on it, but it appears you're getting vibes like he's lying to you.
About not wanting to hurt anyone.
You're not too sure what part of the phrase he was lying about.
Could you repeat the phrase if that's okay?
So he said he didn't know he was cursed. He didn't mean to harm anyone. He recalled the amulet, and no wonder he managed to get it at a cheap price.
Can
can I tap Auric on the shoulder?
may I
Mhm.
insight?
Is,
Yeah, you can do an insight
you know
as
that
well.
little diddy spell you used when we met Ricktopio first time round? Is that the
Mhm.
truth?
Ooh.
Now, I have a question about that because I was thinking about this while I was gone. I wanted to use it, but I'm out of second level spell slots, but I have third ones.
Okay.
You can cast it.
Can I? Can you upcast that?
I
I don't think it has a different effect. I don't think it improves
Zone
anything, but I believe you can.
5e, let's have a look.
I love how we already started calling it upcasting. Like, what? Why?
Just for pure flavor sake, I'll allow it.
Okay, well, I guess
But
I'll.
normally it does not allow you to do so.
Really?
No. Only certain
I'm
spells that specifically let you cast at a higher level that will specifically
really?
say so, yeah.
Now,
I'm
that is interesting.
So very angry.
It's
I'm
a
spending the
balancing
lords of
act
magic.
of using certain spell slots and like, so you don't just spam them all, can't they?
I mean, I'm okay with not using it.
Is
if
an
I can't.
11? Is an 11? What do I find out with an 11 insight? Do I also
Nothing
know
really.
about?
He seems scared. Very
Okay,
flustered.
so I
very
don't
sweaty.
like notice that he's lying or anything.
No.
Okay.
You know what? Actually, I've got something I would like to do here as well while he's casting stuff.
Divine Smite.
I could
Fireball.
use. Well, I mean, branding smite also great fun one. But no, I've got divine sense here.
Okay.
Can I use it on this guy?
You can if you want to use it.
I mean, nah.
I mean, I can't really do anything because I don't know about the lying. So
Yeah. I mean, the kind of guy who hands out cursed items for a living. Yeah, he seems like someone who needs divine sensing done to him. So yes, I'd like to divine sense.
Remind me again on Divine Sense of what you find out.
As an action, you can detect good and evil until the end of your turn. You can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell at a location of any celestial fiend and dud within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
In Oric's hands lies a evil undead creature.
Write that down. Write that down.
Right.
So
Right.
you know how Oryx got him by the shirt?
Yep.
I go for the throat.
yo,
With your hand or with weapon?
Yeah,
drawn?
hand.
Hand.
Yakov, what are you doing?
Seeing this, he's going to do a quick DM roll so I can hide it.
Cool.
Oh, he squirms out and he dashes towards Rictavio's wagon.
With my mace, can I try like use the chain part to like trip him up and?
I didn't even get to oppose.
Yeah.
There's a reason
Can
for
I
that.
can I try like react and like try trip him up and stop him from getting away?
Both you and Yakov can try. Yep.
What is that an attack roll or like a dex check of some sort?
To catch him, it will be a dex check.
And for me to grab him, is that Dex as well?
You can use not acrobatics, athletics to try and catch him, because you are trying to make a grapple.
Excellent. I like that.
So I'm making a
For
dex
fuck's
check.
sake.
Yeah.
This is not going well.
The D20 are cruel today.
He squirms out of Ulrich's hands, and he's now panting heavily in front of the wagon.
Oh wait, shit! He's trying to leave me. Can I try
Yep,
something?
you can try. You can
I
try and restrain
completely
him. You can try and do
Forgot that I was holding.
You could do an athletics check to try and restrain him.
Oh, it's a +0. Let's get it. You know what? Yeah, I will add the +0 at the end of it because I can.
Natural 20.
I don't do shit.
He squirms out. He's in front of Victoria's cat. He's looking like a trapped animal, panting wildly, looking left and right. He's
I
with
wanna
his back
chase him
against
down.
the caravel. You chase him down.
And
What
I
would you
wanna
like to
go and,
do? You're in front of him.
go for a
Whilst this is
grab
going on,
again.
I'm gonna say, Yakov, why? What happened? Why'd you go for him? Oh well, like this is all going on.
I'm just trying to find out what manner of undead he is, Sterling.
Undead?
Dead?
Undead? Me? No.
So yeah,
Can I
can I like,
cast
brandish?
turn on?
Don't- oh,
Now I know
don't
that he's
do
undead.
that. Don't.
Pardon?
Oh, I mean, I can't stop you, but
Wait, hold on. Let me just. I haven't used it in a while. I want to double check what turn undead does.
can
I
I
need to
can run
check. Do
away.
you have a channel divinity charge left since the orphanage?
I mean,
Me?
ooh, I don't believe I used it in there.
No, Adam tried to do channel divinity, if I remember right.
Yeah, he
I
tried
did,
to do it,
yes.
didn't
Yeah, but I didn't think that. I thought it was a fiend, not undead. So I didn't.
Wait, I do have something I can do.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't think I've used it in a while.
Okay.
Turn on undead can't take reactions. Must move away from me. Oh no, I don't really want him to run away from me. I kind of want him
Yeah,
to
that
like.
was the pit.
Yeah. No, in that case I wouldn't. In that case I wouldn't do it.
As he escapes my grasp, can
Yep.
I extend my? Let me remember this. I think it's my right arm, the one with the tattoo.
Yes, it is.
And where he's running, can I cast Entangle
You certainly can.
on the area? So it's grasping weeds and vines sprout around from the ground around in a 20-foot square, starting from the point within range. And I would like to have it start on him, so it's
Mhm.
20 foot all around.
Okay.
For the duration, the plants turn the ground into difficult terrain, and
Mhm.
he needs to make a strength saving throw with a DC 13, or he becomes restrained by the plants until the spell ends.
Do I
Okay.
have to do that as well?
Yeah, I'll do a roll.
Is it just allies or is it just enemies? Sorry, or does everyone have to do it?
And everyone, but I don't know how far away he is.
Oh, he is
He
restrained.
fails.
And I would like to trudge over. I need to brandish my holy symbol.
I don't know if you have to make a save.
What's the phrasing of the
when
spell?
you cast the spell, right? If you're not in it when I cast the spell, you're fine.
Oh,
But if
okay.
he's going into it, he will need to.
I think it's only a save when it's cast. Like vines
Yeah.
will target anything inside
So-
of there, and just like it's not
Only
something
when
that.
it's cast, but it is difficult terrain, so it's hard to get through.
Mm.
So he doesn't.
Okay.
Yagov doesn't need to save against it. He just.
He has to literally like wad his way through it all. You
will walk
slowly
over.
approach Vasili. Yeah, go.
I would like to also approach Vasili while waddling through the vines as
Yep.
well.
Okay. He
Oh,
no longer appears scared, however.
oh boy.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, it's also concentration. Okay.
I'm gonna ready an action to smack him with my mace if he starts to run again.
Okay.
Vasili,
Can I-
Aren't we friends?
Vasili,
This
I
is not how you treat friends,
apologize.
surely.
Not, which
Do
is
you
why I'm
require
going to.
more gifts? I have more wares in my caravan. I could fetch you some more wares.
I don't think you can at the moment. Those vines look like they've got you good.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I apologize for my companions here's violent reactions towards you.
I always knew you were the civilized one, Flint.
Well, that is entirely irrelevant. But if friends would want to help other friends come to an understanding, wouldn't you agree?
Indeed, it's always beneficial. I found
Yes.
as a businessman to come to understandings, as we say.
My understanding of business as well. So, if I can convince my compatriots for the time being to lower their weapons, would you be willing to answer some more questions that we have?
Being civilized, a man of courtesy and manners. I am open to the prospect, yes.
How long does Ntango last?
1 minute.
Concentration, though, you
Sorry,
can
yeah.
just snap his fingers and stop
Yeah.
if you want.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
I can get it away whenever.
So you didn't know that the amulet was cursed and that it caused a child to be orphaned and all that sort of stuff.
I may or may not have known, correct?
Your demeanor has changed since you answered the previous questions. But okay. You said, I believe,
There's
when we
no use pretending anymore, I suppose.
pretending what?
Pretending, playing, all the same things to me. It's all a game. You are merely pieces within it. And I'm so glad to see that you, Auric, have finally decided to partake in the game.
What game might that be?
Why, the game, of course.
I think he's referring to the game of Strahd,
Yeah.
and you are currently in the process of negotiating a deal with what I assume is the devil. Bad idea.
That is sterling. Ever a keen mind, as always.
Yes. Might have been getting similar feelings.
May I
Right.
ask how you are able to enter this land?
Well, I suppose I no longer need this facade. And he'll drop his disguise. And in front of you stands Strahd von Zarovich.
Yeah, we get,
I figured as much.
right. We're gonna kill him,
Ah,
right?
I really
This
don't know.
is so much more comfortable. Those
just
peasant clothes are ever so
I will
itchy.
back up a bit, you know.
Strahd, just one thing. It's facade.
Facade, facade, tomato,
No, you're a fucktard.
potato.
Sorry, one more time.
Facade.
There we
It's
go.
ever so hard to say such a word with things like these.
I'm gonna quickly cast protection from good and evil on myself.
I don't
Uh,
think that's going to help.
In doing so, though, this will end the entangle spell.
My,
But,
Eric, you afraid? I don't believe we have met, however. I am Strahd von Zarovich, Baron von Zarovich. I am the Lord of
You
these
get used
lands.
to him, Auric. Don't worry.
Yeah, I
He's,
backed up a little bit from Strahd this time.
So you're the one that.
Now, could you be
Could be.
a civilized fellow and get rid of these weeds?
They're
are-
already in the process of leaving.
Ah, splendid. They were playing with my cape a little bit. It was quite uncomfortable.
Is that what they call it these days?
Yes.
Strahd,
Why, yes, Sterling.
how is Jatman?
He is doing well. He is performing agibly as the butler of Castle Ravenloft.
Told you fuckers he wasn't dead. I'll fuck you all up.
You haven't
the man
harmed
dead
him,
butler.
have you?
No, only being taught his place whenever he decided to step out of line, of course. Excuse me.
You better not have harmed him.
Well, that's not no way to speak to your host now, is it, Sterling?
Well,
what was the thing
kidnapping is no way to treat your guests either.
It is no kidnapping, he came voluntarily. Did you not see him just leave your group and join me by my side?
Max, real quick, is there anyone nearby?
No, not at this point in time.
There's no.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
He probably has the capacity to get everyone to clear the fuck out. It's Strahd.
It's a Strahd thing. Yes,
Hmm.
It's a Strahd thing.
Hold on, this is fine.
God,
Get used to it, yeah.
I'm absolutely burnt out from that fucking Shadow Demon fight. I've
Yeah.
got nothing.
We're not
Well,
gonna
Me
we're
too.
not fighting.
Why do you all look so tired? Whatever happened?
I mean,
do
it's
you
never
not
a
know what
dull
happened?
day here. I mean, you know what happened. Let's be honest with each other. Let's not pretend.
No, I do not know. Tell me. Do you think
if
it
you
would be
don't know-
interesting to know everything that goes on?
Yeah,
That would
actually,
be
to
a
honest
life
with you.
of boredom. I do not want that. Otherwise, I wouldn't like
Oh,
such an interesting lot of individuals as yourself.
Strahd, if we told you everything for free, wouldn't be much of a gain, would it?
True. You have a point, Diego. Although it is wet and uncomfortable here in this Vallaki. I despise the rain. Yet continues it does. As much as I am Lord of the Lands, you can never control the weather, sadly. I am here to. I suppose I should reward you for finding out of my persona, I suppose.
Well, I mean, there aren't actually that many undead around, to be honest. I was expecting more of Barovia.
There are some, just not here. Unless you count myself, of course.
Well,
Going to. Yeah, I don't know much about vampires and whatever you actually are, but people of Vallaki are quite happy that you're not allowed to enter it. I'm
actually,
curious.
I'll tell you what, Strahd. Can I make you a deal? I'm sure it's one you'll
A
like.
deal? I'm listening.
Deal with it. So, can you tell us about the Burgermeister? I'll tell you about the events that have occurred in Vallaki.
Burgermeister, what an interesting fellow. I do like to pop by and watch these festivals every now and again. He believes to keep me out. Me, of all people, you think. Such
Well,
a
the impression
silly
is
fool.
one of your peons.
Heavens, no, why would I need such a buffoon? It's
you-
far
you're
more
telling me you
interesting to
wouldn't
watch him fumble about like an idiot with his festivals.
Wouldn't you like
Inside
to-
check,
Okay, you could do an insight check.
please, because this guy's a fucker.
Yes, I would agree.
Oh wait, this is Strahd. This is gonna be super hard to tell. Nat 20, nat 20, nat 20. Fuck, 17.
You believe he's saying the truth.
Oh, fine, I guess I do.
You don't know if you passed the DC or not, so.
I know.
Might be a very low DC, might be a very high DC.
I don't
Depends
know.
if he's lying
it's
or
part
not.
of the problem.
It's part of the problem, yes.
Still hard.
Wah!
I mean, like, if there was a place that people thought was safe, I mean, I would have thought I would want to have my own pawn in there. You know,
Vallaki? Safe?
I mean,
I
they think
suppose
it's
so. It keeps the wives and the children away, I suppose, but there's no place Strahd cannot go.
Really?
Did.
What about the Forgotten Realms, Faerun?
Fair Rune? I do not know this place you speak of. Is it another
Wait.
plane of existence?
You know those big double doors?
Conference.
Oh,
Wait.
yes. The
Irina.
name is very different.
Irina,
Many centuries.
where is
Irina.
she?
I do not know. Do you not
One,
know?
one second, Sterling. The adult's talking. What?
Hut, hut, hut. I would think you would have protected a guest, especially one as interested as I am. You would think you would keep her close, keep her safe. Are you telling me, Sterling, you have not done this? Is she in
Is the bottom of
harm?
the river safe?
You can see his facial demeanor change from like a happy nonchalant one to like a stern look.
Don't worry, we
What have
safely.
you done with her?
I have done nothing. Have you lost Irina?
I didn't lose, so gods of Vallaki and sent her on her way.
Unlike you, we don't keep her prisoner.
I do not wish to take her as prisoner. I wish to take her as a wife.
Yeah, same thing.
See,
No, we safely escorted her to Vallaki. But
And I
in-
commend you for it, Flint. It was a smart decision.
I mean, you should know you walked into the town with us.
True. Still, I commend you for trying.
Yes. But in the interest of exchanging information, I believe when we first met, well, not you, but Vasili, you mentioned you had relations with the Vistani.
Oh,
near
yes.
the- Can I ask what the extent of that relationship is?
They work for me, and they do not die. Simple relations, really.
That's be expected.
They keep an eye on the desk elves for me.
On the what, sorry?
The
Dusk elves.
dusk elves.
No skills.
He's Vistani, and I'll rummage from my bag and pull out one the potion of get the fuck out, Barovia. I don't know what it's called.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll say, you know about this?
And he'll put his hand out, and you can feel the vial tugging away from your hand.
I'll let it go.
And it'll float towards him, and he'll pop the
Give him
cork and have a
naked.
little sniff. Ooh. This smells like blended weeds. What is this?
Your employees are marketing that they have a potion that allows people to leave Barovia.
Ah, fools! They cannot leave Barovia unless you're Vistani. Or
But I mean,
if I allow
not-
it, of course.
What would make you allow it?
Well, if you were to beg, if I become bored of you, or if you die. It depends.
See, I did one of those things. Didn't work that well.
Oh, I see. I can see you have
Yeah, you know, like half the faces.
been
yeah.
touched, as they would say. Is it Varrock you met? Looks like
Yeah, nice.
it's his green. He likes green.
Yeah, he's a nice guy, that Varric, actually, to be honest.
Very
For a
angry.
beholder,
I
as far
found
as
him
I've
very
found.
angry. Always want to
Oh, you-
conquer. I used to follow Varrock, but now I follow a better god.
Which one
By
might
the
that
way,
be?
No, Flint. I see what you do there. That is my
Mm.
secret.
I don't see what personal curiosity. I don't see why it would change anything.
Well, that is for you to find out, Flint. It is important, is it not? That is for you to find out. That is part of the game.
Mm,
Ah, whilst I remember though, I intended for Ahadin to hand you this note. Since I am here in person, I might as well give it to you now. And he'll hand over. Well, he'll hold an envelope out for someone to approach and grab it off him. If anyone wants to step forward.
Take it.
okay, I guess. Well, Sterling must take it.
I will not take my eyes off of him, as I do.
I
We
can get
now
it.
have a handout.
roll a con-
Envelope of stratification.
We have a handout. No, we do.
Mysterious letter.
Mysterious letter. I can't read this shit.
Oh,
Strahd, are you a doctor? Because I
My-
can't read your
Oh
handwriting.
no, my one
My-
weakness, calligraphy.
How do you use pens?
What is pen? It is not
My
written in
friends.
blood.
Know that it is I who have brought you to this land.
Sterling
My
just
home.
reading it right now.
Please, Sterling, you are embarrassing me. Read it in private. I do not like to hear my own writing. It makes me feel uncomfortable. It's like hearing yourself speak.
My home, and
Now,
know
Sterling.
that
What weakness.
I am
Is that
bound.
internal
His
monologue?
eyes will grow red and say, "Now, Sterling, I am asking you politely to stop."
Well, I asked you politely to return Japan.
I feel like one of you is a bit.
I
more
need you to do a charisma saving throw.
Come on.
Well, this
We're
is
gonna
going on.
lose
Can I-
Sterling now, guys. It's
While this is going on, can I start walking up towards Strahd? Just casually.
Well, you can, yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Fucking joking.
He's
Yeah,
hit
Holy
the party.
shit. Right, I think I'm endangered. Perfect for this, right? Or do one of this is fine. Oh, I don't know. I think this is. I'm endangered is good.
Sam, do you still have his
I'm in danger.
I don't think I don't think I do. I've already used it. Like I've already used it, and if I hadn't already used it, I would have used it on one of the other nat ones. One of my many nat ones that I've already.
Strahd,
11.
once you're walking towards him, Morik, Strahd starts to walk towards Sterling first, and he says, "No, Sterling, remember how I said to remember your manners. I think I should show you how to. I should put you back in your place. Now kneel before your lord." And you are compelled to kneel before him.
I was gonna say, do I get a choice in this?
Oh no, you fail
Not with that
miserably.
one, you know.
And he'll pluck the letter out of your hand and hands it to Flint. "I knew I should have given this to you yourself from the start. You are much
My
more
friend. No, I-
dignified, civilized, not like this creature in metal."
How tall is Strahd compared to Auric? Auric is, I believe, 5'8".
Strahd is 6'2".
Oh, he's taller than me.
Aha! I tower over him.
Well, not anymore.
Not when you're
Um,
kneeling.
Oh yeah.
I guess Auric will keep steadily approaching Strahd. Does he do anything about Auric approaching?
No, he's not worried about you in the slightest. He's handing the letter over to Flint at the moment.
I will
Or Auric will get.
take the letter.
I don't know how to. So you know how there's like the squares for a battle map, and it's like each one is 5 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Auric would like to get like
Up in his square.
close to it, like on the edge of a square kind of thing, like
Okay, yeah,
a
that's
foot,
fine.
2 feet away kind of thing.
Yeah, you are in
I
close
look him in the
proximity. to it.
eyes.
He smells
say-
like roses.
I expected you to smell like shit. I don't. Very, very seriously will say, "What has happened to my family?
Your family?
My brothers, sisters,
I merely invited yourself.
they didn't come?"
I do not believe so. They may not. Tell me, Auric, what do you believe? Are they here in Barovia? Are they dead? Or are they perfectly fine back home?
Auric just freezes.
I'll leave you to ponder that one.
Just saying in the background, I'm just struggling to trying to pick myself back up.
This one has a struggling, I see. No one would have any of that. He'll tap you on the shoulder and you will be compelled to lay prone on your belly. That's better. You shall
I'm still
learn your place, Sterling.
I'm still struggling to get I'm trying to push myself up. It's not working, but I'm trying.
Can I try and like get between him and Sterling when he does that? Like before he can actually tap him on the shoulder?
You can, yes. Oh, how in character of you, Oric. Have you grown fond of this tin can?
Leave.
Oh, you have a mighty-fied scowl in your face. I approve. I like this look. Tell me, Oric, are you angry, frustrated, enraged? Tell me, how do
Just
you
stares at him.
feel?
Hungry, actually. He gets like this when he's hungry.
Just
Here, have a Snickers.
complete poker face stares at Strahd.
Oh, I knew choosing you was wise, Oric. You are going to be a mighty piece of the puzzle. You are correct. Time for me to leave. However, I would be a terrible host if I did not leave you with a gift. And he'll misty step on top of Rictavio's caravan. He'll float slightly above it, and he'll clap twice before he changes to a swarm of bats and fly off towards Castle Ravenloft into the night sky. The wagon
What a stereotype.
suddenly lurches, as though something big has thrown itself against the inside wall. You hear the cracking of wood, the scraping of metal, and the snarl of something inhuman.
I pick myself back up and pick up my shield and mace.
Upon closer inspection, you see that the sides of the wagon are spattered with dry blood. You also see an inscription on the door's frame that reads, "I bring you from shadow into light."
Oh no, did he kill Rictavio? Maybe Caravan. Oh no.
Can we see inside the
So at this
caravan?
point, you have time for each of you to do one thing before I continue.
How far away are we from the caravan?
You are 10 feet away from the caravan.
10 feet. Is there anything I can kind of have cover behind?
No. The caravan.
I'm gonna raise my shield.
Okay.
Can I go up to the caravan and look inside of it?
I guess me and Jagov are gonna be like the front line. I'll stand next to him, like
What?
shields interlocked, and my mace raised, ready to attack whatever comes out.
I said but said if I'm 10 feet away, I'll walk towards it and try and look inside. Can
Careful.
I see inside?
There doesn't have any openings inside.
Stand
can
back.
see.
Stand
So
back.
there's no way for me to be able to see inside.
No, not at this point in time, no.
I will.
I will.
I don't know. Ready a
Is
spell.
there
Ready a
still
thing.
Is there still a padlock on the door? Or
It is groaning greatly after the impact on the side.
Yeah, I'm going to go now behind Yegov and Sterling.
Okay.
Yeah.
At that point, the door at the back bursts open, and emerges a creature with like a long tooth on each side of its head, and it appears to be clad in armor of some kind.
Olos.
I would like to get everyone to make a nature check to try and figure out if they know what it is.
A nature's +1 to this one. Yeah.
Hey,
I can't
same.
say what I was gonna say
I
because we're on
might have
stream.
an idea. You
Oh,
probably have
Oh,
an
an
idea.
18. And 17, okay.
Thank you, Sam. I'm not used to rolling the lowest.
So, this
Some druid.
creature, Flint and Yegov know about it. They've never seen one. They thought they would usually be found near the Icewind Dales up north. This is a armor-clad, saber-toothed tiger.
Okay.
Sorry,
I
can you
would
repeat
like
that?
tilt my head sideways.
It
Yeah.
Not
looks at
quite what I
you.
was
Fuck is-
expecting.
It looks at you, sniffs the air around you, and pounces down an alleyway
Oh, okay.
into the darkness.
Doesn't stop.
Down that way.
Uh,
Oh, I don't have another entangle. Fuck. Would I want to entangle?
Can I do something?
That's a good
stupid?
question. Do you want to entangle this with only 4 of you here?
I can't. I can't. I literally can't.
he said, "This is good."
Okay, hang on. I don't believe it. My phone is ringing at the one moment in time.
So did it like run past us? Or
I want to do something. How long does this last? Up to an hour. I would like to Hunter's Market.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, it'll probably make that save anyway. Is there any point me even
What
attempting?
save? Oh right.
It's a
well,
strength 13 save for entangle if we want to.
okay. Well, this just makes
Strahd
me
failed it.
know where it is. So I'd like to. Can I mark it?
You can try. It's moving very quickly. So let me have a quick
Casting
check.
time is 1 bonus action.
One bonus action. Do you want to get any
Right,
saves on it, or just does it just go
and
off?
what's the range as well?
The range is 90 feet.
And you
there
need line of sight
is-
to it, right?
Yeah, but it's only cast time 1 bonus action.
Okay. You mark it, but it's dashing at a very high pace down this
That's fine,
alleyway
I'm not-
and bends around the
I'm-
corner.
Just gonna
I did say,
do
could
that
I
so
ready
I
a
can track
spell?
it.
And if you will allow it,
Mhm.
I don't think you can upcast this or whatever. Can I cast Tash's Hideous Laughter at 3rd level?
Tasha's hideous laughter. I have to read what it does. Does it need a certain intelligence to actually get
I
affected
believe
by it?
so.
A creature with an intelligence score of 4 or less isn't affected
It's not affected.
by a 3rd level
It
spell
has,
slot. I'm glad I tried.
it has intelligence of 3.
You motherfucker!
But yeah, you sense the presence of it a bit longer than the eye line of the others, Yegov. But as soon as he bends around that corner, it is gone into the night.
Yeah, but I can. Until the spell ends, yeah, I can deal with that shit. You have advantage on any wisdom perception or wisdom survival checks I have to can make to find it
Yes.
for an hour.
Right.
So if we need to find where it's gone.
Does anyone at this point of time have any of the Tarakoa cards on them? Or the tarot cards, we'll call them.
I
think
The-
Auric would have his one.
or we
Uh,
talk
I
about
mean,
the-
we keep them on us, I presume.
Oh
I don't
wait,
know
do you mean
has
us
Who
or our
has it on
characters?
them at the moment? Yeah, who has it at the moment?
I don't think we decided that, but
Oh, Auric
I
would have
would
kept
like
his.
so yeah, Ori could probably hold on to all of them just so we keep them with him because he's the only sane, trustworthy person here.
Oh no, I would have only kept mine unless it was specifically said like Auric have these. But Auric would definitely have had his own one.
I mean, like
I never took.
no
Right.
one specified they would take them.
Yeah, I mean, I was in
'Cause I
stasis
didn't know
at
they
the
were
time,
ours.
so I can safely say that I wouldn't have had them, any of them.
It would be one of the more trustworthy, insane characters.
Like me.
Am I the only one that has a card?
I
Which
mean,
one do you have at the moment, Ben?
I don't.
I don't remember. That's
You can have the
Here's the
druid
thing.
one.
I don't
It's the
remember
first time
ever
they've
being
come
told
up, to be fair, isn't
take
it?
yeah. This is
Yeah,
been a
like
couple
I
sessions.
don't think it's something that was discussed. I'm just safely saying that I didn't have it because I think that was the session.
The-
That
Yeah,
was
I
one of the
think you
sessions
missed
that
that
I
my
one,
missed.
phone's
yeah.
ringing, so I'll be
Right.
right back.
The last time we discussed it was when went into the inn for the first time and we met Rictavio, and a guy mentioned that it could be the guy from the Illusionist, and we talked about planning around the cards then.
Yeah.
But we could do it for brevity's sake that Auric has the druid card because why not? It makes sense.
Flavor, yeah,
Sure.
okay.
Sure, yeah.
And the other 4 cards are either probably held by myself or Auric.
I'm going to say
Just-
the other 4 cards on you, Nathan. For the
Because
time
at
being,
that
because you're
point-
just a bit of a collector, we'll say that.
Auric
You...
also wasn't too comfortable with the group at that point, so I don't think I would have taken them from people.
No,
Mm.
that's a good
See,
point.
These are supposed to help us kill Strahd, but they're my cards. I'm going to keep
So your cards, Nathan,
Yeah. Yeah.
the small deck of cards you have starts to glow.
Would if Auric has his single card, would that card start to glow as well though? Or-
The druid card is not glowing.
But the other 4 are.
One card is glowing.
Which one is glowing? If I look through them.
If you look through them, the illusionist card is glowing.
That kind of makes sense.
Can I go and run inside Rictavio's caravan?
Yep. Do you want to search the back first?
The door that the saber-tooth tiger broke out, I would like to walk in.
Okay. Can I get a investigation check, please?
Okay.
What are you doing in there?
Perfect. Inside, you see straw strewed all about. It seems very well kept and clean. Various different, mostly eaten wolf steaks. And in the corner, you see a doll that is colourfully dressed but very battered and mostly destroyed. Effigy, basically is a large doll, and you see it sticks into its tattered pants the slogan, "Is no fun, is no Blinsky."
Oh, he's friends with Blinsky. It makes sense. I think you mentioned earlier though that it spattered with blood or dried blood.
The outside of the caravan had a small amount of blood, yes.
Small amount of blood. Right. I will head outside and start looking around the outside of the caravan.
Okay, I would need another... actually, if you look at the outside, I need a perception check of you.
Just make my life more.
Sorry,
vast.
it does specifically say perception. You don't find anything of note. You
I
found
don't
you
find
see
the
a
target
small
blood.
you see a small hatch at the top of the caravan. And that's
What
about
are
it, and
you
there's seats
looking
at the front.
Um, Oric's passive perception is 15. If that means anything, I'll let you decide. I need to be right back. And I'm needed. Oh, sorry, be right back.
No worries. I would need someone to actually actively be looking for this.
Because
to
there's
happen.
2 people gone, I'll wait a moment until they get back to because I'm about to tell them what I've just done. But
Okay.
otherwise it'll just be me and Sam.
But since your
Rush.
investigation was fairly high though on the prior one, I forgot to mention the effigy you found is dressed in something you would consider what a Vistani would dress.
Effigy, it's wearing Vistani clothes.
Yeah, it's very colourful clothing. It's not Barovian in nature. It's far too colourful for that.
Is it? Oh no, I suppose it's all very similar clothing. It wouldn't look like any other Vistani's clothing I've seen before, like exactly the same.
No, it's just a
Right.
general
Sorry about that.
sense of style.
Ben's gone as well.
What did I miss? End of the world?
Quick rundown. I have 4 of Madame Eva's cards. Ben has the other one. One of them started glowing, which was the illusionist one, which we think is Rictavio. I went up to look into his caravan, found some stuff, and is now outside of it.
What is the stuff?
Oh, there is. It was very well kept, but obviously it's a bit of a mess now. There is also a battered doll sort of effigy, which is from Blitzky's toy shop, but is wearing Vistani clothing.
Hmm.
Also, Ben heard this bit, so I will, once checking that, go to the others and show them the illusionist card, which is glowing.
So that's Save the
rest-
Cat's Rictavio?
If I point the card in the direction the saber-tooth tiger went, does it glow more?
No, it only glows when you are near the caravan.
I'm back.
We thought this card was to do with Rictavio. There's blood outside of his caravan. Strahd, was it?
Can
Is
I
it safe?
ritual cast detect magic,
That's 10
please,
minutes.
around the? Yes, I know. Around the cart.
You certainly. Oh,
And
Yes, you can. Ritual casting,
Auric,
yep.
Yes.
you quickly
Do.
look for
You don't find
Victor.
anything of note with your detect magic.
Okay.
Wow, this book is
Were you
really
talking
smart
to
the
me,
way
though?
worded stuff.
I'm asking Auric for his help in finding something to do with Octavia.
Oh, sorry. I'm still shell shocked. Just realizing he's being spoke to will come help. Sure, I'll help. Look, what am I rolling for this?
I would need a perception check of you, please.
Perception? Sure thing. I know nothing.
10. Unfortunately, with a 10, you don't find anything of note.
Better than my 9.
Surely I should get advantage because I'm just that fucking cool.
I mean, if anyone has inspiration, they could give you
Oh
advantage.
no, I'm kidding. I don't want inspiration.
Do you
I don't
have
think
any
anyone
bardic
has
inspiration,
inspiration.
for example?
I mean, I have it. I'm not going to use it though.
Okay.
I had to say that I was going to use it before the roll.
So, in noticing that, if I walk a bit away from the caravan, the card
It
dims a
fades.
little bit.
Yes.
But
Once
So,
once I've finished my detect magic, I'm gonna ask, what are you looking
Like-
for?
well, I think if you're doing it at the time, as I've explained, I'm looking for Octavia.
I have a sneaking suspicion he's the cat that ran that way.
Yes, but the card seems to glow around the caravan, and I don't think that the caravan's gonna. Like, if these cards are supposed to help us defeat Strahd, I don't understand how the caravan's supposed to help us.
So, can
If you
I
can-
instead go inside the caravan and rummage around
You
just
certainly
to
can.
see if anything happens?
Inside the caravan, you see a very similar scene as to what I described to Nathan. So you see strawn sprawled all over inside with various half-eaten wolf steaks. It's generally clean in here. Seems like it's been well kept. In the corner, there is a doll that is colourfully dressed, and it's stitched into its pants. The slogan is "No fun, is no Blinsky."
So it doesn't look like a giant armored saber lion cat has been living in there for the last.
It looks
however
like an
long.
animal cage. Yeah, it's like a
Oh, it does. Oh, okay.
yeah.
Well, can I look around the place if there's anything?
Yeah, you can do a investigation or perception check for me to see if you find anything else of note.
Well, I'm
instead
gonna
of-
rummage around, so it's probably investigation.
Okay.
instead of a saber-tooth rug, he just had a saber-tooth that he lied on for his bed. That's how much of a cool guy
So was
Octavia
he-
was.
God damn, I suck.
Nat one, right. Let's get
So
that
was-
one.
Stop it,
as
that's
well.
my job, Ben.
Sorry.
No,
Was
God!
a saber cat just with him? Or-
No, God,
You think
please,
this
no!
is like the
no!
nicest office you've ever seen?
No! No!
Nice.
Hannah just yelled in the background, "This is my office."
It has a saber-tooth in it. I'll run away. So, if I walk around the caravan, at any side of the caravan, is it stronger, or is it just like the same glow the whole way around?
It seems to be more strongly lit near the front driver's seat.
Can I go to the
You're
At
going to
the
make
front
a
drive.
more precise search for this specific area in that case. You can do another perception check and we'll lower the DC because of it.
Excellent.
Oh, there we go. Under the seat, you see the letters painted Rictavio. Once on a closer inspection, you notice the dot in the eye has an etching around it.
Mhm. Can I read what the etching says?
Oh, there's no etching, it's just like a groove around where the dotted
Oh.
dot on the eye is.
I don't imagine that means anything to me.
You
Um,
found anything in there?
Wiggly meta.
I guess after finding nothing, I'll come out and be like, no, it's
You're
empty.
covered in straw. Like head to toe, it's covered in straw.
Um,
Hate mess.
But can I hold up the card to the name Rictavio?
Yes,
Is
it
that-
grows ever. It's like you can barely make out the picture of the illusionist card when you do so.
Can I sort of push the card against the name?
It's
Does that
still
do
glowing.
anything? Okay. uh,
How big is this like etching? Like
The dot of the eye is the size of a finger.
Oh, how
I
convenient.
noticed that, right? Yep. Oh, this seems like it would fit. And I'll put a finger from my left hand in there.
You notice the eye pushes in like a button, and the seat makes a audible noise as it unlocks and lifts ever so slightly.
God, it's eating me.
What the
It's a tiniest finger trap.
fireball?
we're
Well,
gonna have to cut it
so-
off.
Again.
If I get up now, because it's the seat opened up or something you said. Can I look inside what opened?
You certainly can. Inside the compartment, you find the following: an unlocked wooden coffer containing 50 gold pieces,
Right.
each bearing the profile of Strahd, and 6 gemstones worth 100 gold pieces each.
Mm-hmm.
Next, you find a small prayer book worth roughly 50 gold pieces with a green leather cover and indecipherable. Oh my god, that's hard for me to say when I'm tired. Notes in the margin.
So the gemstones worth, you said 100 each?
The 6
or-
gemstones, each worth 100 gold pieces.
And a small prayer book with a green cover worth 50 gold pieces.
Roughly 50 gold pieces, but
Roughly.
it's got loads of notes and scribbles all over it that you can't discern what they mean.
Any of the gemstones, are any of them blue?
No, they are amber.
What's the point of these things?
Next up, there is a
God.
healer's kit.
Okay.
Can Kisos have it?
Oh, mine.
There's even more in here. There are
Wow.
3 wooden holy symbols inlaid with silver and in the shape of a sunburst, worth roughly 50 gold pieces each. 3 wooden holy symbols inlaid with silver and in the shape of sunbursts. Next.
Oh, we go with lots of shopping with this stuff.
Well, remember that who owns this stuff.
Rictavio's dead, he's not important. This is mine now.
Next up, a silvered short sword.
That's also mine now.
Next, a hand crossbow inlaid with mother of pearl. You believe this crossbow is worth roughly 250 gold pieces. And next to it
Quick, take it and
is a bundle of 20 silvered crossbow bolts.
Right.
Next,
Okay.
a worn leather case with gold buckles. You reckon you can get 100 gold pieces for it, containing 3 sharpened wooden stakes, a sack of garlic, a jar of salt, a box of holy wafers, 6 vials of holy water, a polished steel mirror, and a bone scroll tube with a silver stopper and chain. There's one more thing in here. There is a small tin, like a box. I wouldn't say small. It's like an average size box that is made of lead. So you can either open this or you can open the tube, the scroll tube.
Okay, there's something else you said. So there's there's some wafers in there.
Yep.
The bones. What else is in there? What comes after?
So on this belt, there is 3 sharpened wooden stakes, a sack of garlic, a jar of salt, a box of holy wafers, 6 vials of holy water, a polished steel mirror, and a bone scroll tube with a silver stopper and chain.
How much of this can I hide before other people? No.
Yeah, roll
It would make a
perception, I
lot
don't
of
know.
ruckus if you start shoveling these into your bag.
I start eating them. Oh, no, I won't do that. That
Put
box.
into your big hole.
Yes, that takes an action to fit. Just
Big.
don't mind me, guys. I didn't find any. No, I will look open. It's an average size, like lead box. You said.
Yes.
I would like to
Since
try and open.
it's flint, I'll tell you now, it's book-sized.
I will open the box.
We are the wizard.
Wizard's
Upon
on
opening the box and lifting the book out, everyone levels up.
Oh,
You have
Yes.
discovered the Tome of Strahd.
The Book of Leveling Up.
I'm going to.
Ben, you do not level up.
ah, shit!
Ah, shit.
I went on the
guys,
page and everything.
see, I've told you, pressing random buttons and opening random boxes is great. It's
Yes.
really
Might
good
need
for you.
to. I'll send an ad into the D&D channel.
So,
right.
oh, there we go.
I will pocket the books basically.
Desktop.
Oh.
So, I have prepared something with the help of the DM's Guild website. We have an actual readable Tome of Strahd.
Oh,
Get
Do I
an
get to
ad
read
out,
this out
or-
then?
We
real
do.
quick.
Because of the size, it is going into the actual D&D chat.
Okay.
Do Brayla and Jor receive the level up?
Yes, because it's a milestone.
Brayla and Sophia. Okay,
Yeah.
right.
I shout out, "We found a book! You leveled up, guys!"
Yes.
Trying to find it's a PDF. There we go.
Right.
Hopefully that's the right
Entirely
one.
people that I want to keep.
No, it's just the entire Curse of Strahd campaign.
Yeah,
So what I'll do,
much.
I'll leave you guys to if we take a small break here, because I'm guessing you guys want to have a quick read through this and get the
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
so
very surprised.
how
Sounds like
much?
what's going on.
No, I was gonna say how much of like this stuff does like the party know that he's found?
Well,
nothing
Like-
yet. He's literally just poked his head into this open cavity underneath the seat, and you just hear him rustling around
am
items.
so just to clarify, am I still like beneath the caravan looking through stuff, or
Not beneath, you're like under the driver's seat. It's like the seat
Okay.
lifted off.
All right.
Fucking awesome.
So
it is.
have a read of that. I'm gonna grab myself a drink, and yeah, some stuff will happen afterwards. So basically, whilst you guys are investigating, you're gonna hear some footsteps coming up behind you,
Roll quick.
and we'll
Hide
pause
Rictavio.
right. We'll pause right there.
Right, Rictavio's come quick.
Okay.
Just
That was a very good
impersonate
guess,
him.
Nathan. It may or may not be Rictavio.
I'm killing Rictavio. This is my. No, it's fine. I'll be back.
Do we have enough time to go make cups of tea, for example?
Yes, that's the plan I'm just gonna do. I'm just gonna put the kettle on, make myself a tea, and I'll
Oryx
put,
stealths and goes to make a
I'll
tea.
put
with
myself on
pieces.
the BRB screen. So, should I deafen myself, or you guys want to still chat in here?
I mean, I'm gonna be hobby, so whatever you want.
So I'll mute and deafen myself for now and put some music on if I can find any.
Okay.
3 is like about average.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'm back. What are you guys up
Oh,
to?
Um.
You guys behaving?
no,
Yeah. No. Maybe.
no, I
we were
killed
talk-
Strahd. Haha.
I
read
took
the
a look at remove curse. It says
Okay.
at your touch, all curses affecting one creature or object end. If the object is a cursed magic item, its curse remains, but the spell breaks its owner's attunement to the object, so it can be removed or discarded. We're not sure whether the discarded obviously means like get rid of the item, but we're not talking about remove but we don't know what it means by the removed part. If it's talking about so the curse can be removed, or if or if it's like armor that you can like remove it from your
Well,
person.
that's the thing. It
I'm back.
depends on the context of the item in question.
Oh, you don't get spell slots back when you level up.
So sometimes you can get like items you just cannot physically drop. You become possessive of it.
Okay, fine.
That's
So
different. Hmm.
So you can just
Okay,
chuck
fine,
it
so-
away, kind of thing. If you do remove character, you get an opportunity to get rid of it briefly.
okay, fine.
I'm back.
So the so basically, I can't cleanse Chad of the curse. Like,
You can break the attunement that Chad has with
add
Jacob,
yes.
you
Me.
believe, but you would need to give it a go, really, to see if you actually break the curse altogether. But doing so would, in fact, kill Chad in a sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't you fucking dare to try to fucking
Give me,
That
give
probably.
me a sec. Give me a sec. I need to get my pen out. I just forgot it in the other room. No memento.
No worries.
Why have they all got their cameras up in the other room? Anyway,
Okay.
oh yeah, I rolled dead average on HP. That's fine by me. Better than a 2.
Right then, I'm back. So, did you guys get a chance to read the tome at all?
I have. I have.
Super busy.
Right, I'm gonna swap back over.
I will do a very quick read right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Here, I'm going through it.
As you know,
So there's a
just
lot
slowly
of
reading.
lore here that's useful to know.
So all of the gemstones are amber. You said yes.
Yes.
I read that on porn.
It'll be
Uh,
amber or grey. I need to double check.
It's irrelevant anyway to me personally.
Okay, they are yours. Well,
No,
they're
they're not mine.
Octavio's.
I'm not keeping them. Not mine. Pathetic. Small hands. Yeah,
Right.
I will. Just as this is going through, pocket.
Ooh.
Strahd.
Okay.
Does anyone want to read out loud?
The whole damn thing? No.
It's only like 3 pages. Literally 3 pages.
I will read it.
No.
Not
I
in the
will murder
Master
you,
Sterling.
Reeves.
No, good lord, no.
Right.
Just be glad that bloody what's his name? Torvok. What's your bloody sorcerer name?
Torvik.
Torvik. God, imagine Torvik reading this thing out loud.
Sort of it can't read, it's fine.
Do you guys like mind my? Do you guys mind
No,
my
it's
voice?
funny.
Like,
It's
Sounds
just,
like
oh
I
my
love
god,
him.
imagine reading 3 pages worth of stuff. Back to back. I think you would
Okay.
lose your voice as well. You wouldn't know.
I am ancient. I am the land.
In fact, it's actually not the hardest the hardest voice to do. Like I find like a deep like grainy voice really hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas like doing Torvik's voice is actually like not bad.
Surprisingly,
It is
right?
completely the opposite to me.
You know,
Doing
I
high
find
pitched voices
Flint's
hurt.
Yeah, Flint's voice is really hard to do. Honestly, it's so much strain on my vocal cords.
Right, let me copy him. This is so much to read. Oh my
In the
god.
ancient
Yeah.
I am the land. My beginnings are lost in the darkness of the past. Except you wrote them down. Well, some of it anyway.
It's written by Strahd himself.
Yes.
It's one fortune of Ravenloft that will assist you.
Why
His
is this
wicked
man?
good nature, maybe.
Why is this in Vasili's cart?
It's not even so it's an Octavia's.
No, that one, yes.
Level. you said when we hit level 5, we were going to do a recap of all of the characters. So I assume we'll do that like.
We'll do that when everyone's
Like,
back, which is perfect
yeah, I was
timing
gonna say,
because Joel
yeah.
and Debbie will be back home.
Yeah, so I assume like next week we'll end up starting the session in like the inn and something, and we'll like.
Worst thing about this is as we leveled up to level 5, our proficiencies changed. So all of my like macros
Do they?
on Roll20, yeah, it goes to +3 instead of +2.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
nice.
trouble is,
I didn't.
all my macros on Roll20 need to be changed.
Do I need to roll health?
You could do that now. We can take a break so you can have a think about the book because there's some bits in
Do
there
it.
that'll be
I
helpful.
have just read it.
will.
I haven't.
Also,
I'm
there's
still
some
like
extra bits. It's more than just words
But,
there. That's all I'm going to say.
yes, but I imagine that is more in-game asking, "Hey, do we recognize these symbols?"
Well, no, what I'm going to say is... Oh, I am dropping a lot of frames. Uh-oh. Hold on. I might have to... No, we good? Okay, that was scary. I thought I just ruined my recording. Oh, no, it's going again.
Oh, look at that. Good.
Hopefully my recording survives, because that'd be awkward otherwise. I'm going to have to stop and locally record. Ah, bugger. Okay, I'm going to have to stop the stream there, I think.
Long and seated on their ancient thrones and brought them here to settle in Castle Ravenloft. It's my creation.
One.
Strahd has a younger brother named Sergei.
Well, he did have
Oh my god.
Yeah,
spoilers.
no,
Sorry.
I'm
He
going to have to
was
stop the stream.
handsome and
I'm
youthful and
dropping a lot of frames, so uno momento, I'm going to have to stop there
okay.
and start the local recording, I think. Ah, it's a shame.
Sorry
That's going to
to
make so
hear.
much faff for me.
Strahd obviously isn't very